Archangel Michael says, they said your name like it no longer mattered, but inside their chest, it echoed like a haunting drumbeat they couldn't silence. The night always brings your memory back sharper than before, as if the stars themselves whisper your presence into their thoughts. They lied when they said they'd moved on, because your soul left a scar they never healed from. They pretend laughter, they perform joy, but in their quiet moments, their lips tremble remembering the way your smile used to light up entire rooms. Every place they go carries your reflection in the glass, in the songs, in the silence that follows after the crowd. They thought forgetting would be easy, but forgetting you is like trying to erase a mark branded on the soul. They turn away when someone brings you up, as if your name is poison, yet they still search your profile at midnight, wishing you'd post something that gives them a reason to reach out. They act proud, distant, distracted, but their heart cracks when they see someone who dresses like you or walks like you did. They burn bridges to stop themselves from coming back, yet always find a reason to rebuild the ash in secret. Every single time they try to move on, something pulls them right back, because what you gave them, no one else ever could. They didn't expect your spirit to linger like perfume in every memory, but now they wear that scent of regret. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Their friends have heard the lie so many times, I'm over it. But even their closest allies sense the tremble in their voice when someone brings up your name. You weren't just a chapter, they realized too late that you were the entire story. Archangel Michael says, they may have walked away with confidence, but their soul stumbles every time they hear your voice in dreams. Their sleep is no longer peaceful, and it's because of the words they never said when you were listening. Now silence is louder than anything, and it screams your name in every corner of their night. Your energy left fingerprints across their days. Even in the arms of another, they compare, they rewind, they regret. They know deep down that your love wasn't ordinary, it was the kind that only comes once in a lifetime. They chase temporary distractions trying to drown your memory. But your spirit rises again and again like a tide no force can suppress. They remember the way you used to understand even what you never spoke aloud, and they miss that more than they can admit. Type Amen to get blessing 747. They thought they could replace you, but what they've come to understand is that you were never replaceable. You were divine intervention disguised in human form. You were the healing they didn't know they needed until you were gone. They scroll through old messages, heart pounding, wanting to reply now, but pride freezes their fingers. They don't know how to undo the damage of silence, of distance, of pretending you didn't matter. Yet every time they look at their own reflection, they see the truth staring back. You left your light in their shadows. They carry your laughter in their lonely moments like a melody stuck on loop. And even the people they date now see it, how they compare everyone to you, quietly, painfully. They hear your name randomly in crowds and feel a lump in their throat. They feel your absence in the things they once ignored, the way you used to say goodbye, the way you waited for them to get better. Now, they are stuck chasing versions of you in people who'll never be you. Type Amen to get blessing 921. Archangel Michael says, the moment they walked away, the universe began showing them what they left behind. One missed opportunity after another, one failed connection after the next. Each moment was a reminder of what they thought they could do without. But they couldn't escape the mirror that reflected what they truly lost. They laugh louder now, but their smile doesn't reach their eyes. They fake contentment, but their spirit carries a grief they can't put into words. You see, forgetting someone like you isn't natural, it's a battle they're losing daily. Your essence was rare, a sacred gift they didn't cherish in time. And now, they suffer in silence, watching from afar, hoping for a crack in your peace where they can slip back in. But every time they try to reach out, something stops them, a fear, a shame, a knowing that they might not be welcomed the same way again. They whisper apologies into the void, hoping somehow the stars deliver them to your spirit. They long to rewind, to change things, but life only moves forward. And forward feels empty without you. Type Amen to get blessing 1008. They carry your ghost like a silent companion. Even in crowded rooms, it's your voice they imagine replying when they speak. No matter who they're with, it's your presence they crave when the world quiets down. They never told anyone how much they miss you, how often they replay your last goodbye. They try to act like they chose the right path, but even they know they took the road that led them further from peace. Now, they walk with regret like it's stitched into their skin. They remember the warmth of your forgiveness, the gentleness of your words, and the way your soul met theirs without needing permission. That kind of love doesn't die, it lingers. It becomes a shadow, a whisper, a reminder that not all endings feel right. They hoped distance would dull the ache, but instead it magnified it. The farther they drifted, the clearer your value became. It was only after losing you that they finally saw how rare you were. Type Amen to get blessing 688. They live in memories now, every old picture, every laugh, every small joke that only you two understood. Their phone still has your number saved under a name they can't delete. It's not that they're expecting a call, it's that they're still hoping for a miracle. Archangel Michael says, they'll have to confront what they ran from. The bond you had wasn't ordinary. It wasn't about time or proximity, it was soul deep, and soul deep connections don't break without consequences. They write unsent letters. They imagine bumping into you somewhere just to see your eyes again. They live in a loop of what if and if only, all because they thought they could forget what was meant to last forever. They try to suppress it, they try to deny it, but the truth keeps surfacing like a wave, undeniable, relentless, real. You changed them. You shifted something inside them that no one else could reach. And now, they feel the loss like oxygen missing from their lungs. Type Amen to get blessing 405. They envy those who still have your smile, your time, your presence. Watching you glow without them feels like a punishment they didn't expect. They wanted freedom, but now they're shackled to the memory of your love. Their dreams reveal what their mouth can't say. They talk to you in their sleep, they cry for you in their mind. They never thought they'd be haunted by the very person they let go. They've tried everything to erase your touch, from meditation to distractions to denial, but nothing works. Because your energy wasn't a temporary feeling. It was eternal, and they finally realize it too late. You love them purely, with the kind of heart most only dream of. Now they ache for that love, but you're no longer waiting. You're rising, glowing, walking forward while they remain trapped in the past they destroyed. Type Amen to get blessing 1192. Archangel Michael says, they are being taught a lesson they can't skip. The lesson of what it feels like to lose a light they didn't believe would ever leave. They called it a phase, a moment, but you were destiny wrapped in a heartbeat. They're watching your growth from the shadows, and it cuts deeper than they show. Seeing you smile again, without them, proves that healing doesn't beg for closure. You gave them enough chances, enough time, enough love, and now, they only have echoes. They wonder if you'll ever think of them again the way they think of you. But life has shifted you, transformed you. And they are left chasing what they themselves destroyed. They believed they had the upper hand. But now, they sit in silence, hoping your name never disappears from their memory, because forgetting would be more painful than remembering. And they know now, deeply, that you were their greatest, almost. Type Amen to get blessing 557. They thought walking away would give them peace, but instead, it birthed a storm within them that never calms. They traded your love for temporary pride, and now that pride tastes bitter. Every day they wake up missing something they can't describe, only to realize, it's you. They rehearse fake smiles and force distractions, but the emptiness echoes too loudly. People around them don't see the cracks, but the mirror never lies. It shows them the shadow of who they used to be, when you were still in their life. They watch you from afar, amazed by your resilience. How you rose without them, how you continued glowing despite being shattered by their choices. It terrifies them that you're now unreachable. They miss your softness. Your patience. The way you gave them chances others wouldn't even imagine. But now those chances are gone, and they're drowning in the silence you left behind. Type Amen to get blessing 1770. They've tried replacements, rebounds, random smiles and shallow touches. But none of it reaches the place in them that only your love could touch. They underestimated your worth until the absence became louder than your presence. Archangel Michael says, Heaven watched how you suffered in silence. How you loved them even while hurting. That kind of soul is rare, and now the heavens are bringing justice in unexpected ways. Now, you're stepping into alignment, into blessings that they no longer have access to. They feel it, they know it. Your glow is now divine, guarded, and out of reach. Their mind replays everything, your kindness, your understanding, even the times you forgave what others would have walked away from. They see now that love like yours doesn't come twice. It was once in a lifetime, and they wasted it. Type Amen to get blessing 2004. They act like they're doing well, but the truth is, they still feel you in the silence between conversations. In the wind that carries your perfume, in the songs that played when you were together. You became the rhythm to their heart, and now the beat feels broken. They regret the things they never said. The hugs they didn't give. The messages they ignored. If they could go back, they'd hold you tighter and never let you go. You were the calm in their chaos, the clarity in their confusion. And now without you, they're lost, pretending they know where they're going, but always looking back. You were never just a memory. You were the light they didn't fight hard enough to keep. The universe has closed that chapter for a reason. You grew from the heartbreak, you became your own miracle. And now, they sit outside your story, watching a life they once had a chance to build with you. Type Amen to get blessing 398. Even if they called today, even if they came back with tears in their eyes, you've changed. You've evolved. You've healed. And that scares them more than being forgotten. They thought they had forever to return, but now they see, forever doesn't wait for indecision. Your silence now is louder than all their past excuses. And it's cutting them deeper than you'll ever know. They scroll through your photos, looking for signs that you might still care. But all they see is a person reborn, glowing, at peace. A person who no longer needs validation from the one who broke them. Archangel Michael says, there are moments in life when we lose not because we are unworthy, but because the other person failed to recognize what they were gifted with. And that's exactly what happened with them. Type Amen to get blessing 613. They thought you'd fall apart without them, but instead, you rose higher than ever before. Your pain became your power. Your tears became your breakthrough. Now they ache in their own prison of regret. Locked away by choices they can't undo. Haunted by memories they can't silence. They smile for the world, but your absence is the ache they can't hide from themselves. No matter what they say, your name still softens them. Your memory still burns inside. Even when they laugh, even when they try to fall in love again, your presence lives beneath their breath. It's not something they can escape. You are part of them now, eternally etched in. Type Amen to get blessing 871. You were their comfort, their truth, their home. And now they are homeless in every heart they try to inhabit. Because you took something with you that no one else can replicate. They remember the way your eyes saw through their facade. How your voice calmed storms they never spoke of. And now, in the arms of others, they only feel noise, not connection. They know it's too late. But they still hold on to hope, that maybe, someday, fate will rewrite the story. But fate listens to strength, not desperation. And you are no longer the same person who used to wait. Archangel Michael says, divine timing is now working in your favor. You loved selflessly, you gave without limits, and now it's your time to receive from the heavens what they failed to give you. Type Amen to get blessing 1044. The universe is realigning all things for your good. While they sit in silence, wrapped in memories, you are being called into higher levels of joy, love, and restoration. What was lost will be replaced, tenfold. They were a lesson. Not a punishment. Not your forever. Just a mirror that showed you how deeply you could love, and how much more you deserved. Now they understand what they threw away. But this understanding came at the cost of your absence. A cost that they will pay with every sleepless night and empty connection they chase. You're no longer waiting. You're walking into destiny. And the echoes of your steps are the only trace they'll ever hear again. Type Amen to get blessing 1202. They didn't believe you would ever let go. They thought you'd always be there, waiting, holding space, forgiving them again. But you finally chose yourself, and that was the moment their world shifted forever. Now, they see your strength, your transformation, your radiant glow, and they realize they can never return to who they were when they had you. Because they've already lost the one thing that made their heart feel alive. And nothing else has come close. Their friends noticed the change. They used to be confident, proud, untouchable. Now, they flinch when someone says your name, and their smile fades at the sound of your memory. Archangel Michael says, the truth is, some people are meant to break us to build us. And they did. But what they don't realize is, you rose from the ruins as someone they no longer deserve to know. Type Amen to get blessing 1313. They sit by their phone, rehearsing messages they'll never send. They draft apologies they can't bring themselves to finish. They live in fear of your silence, but know they can't demand your reply anymore. You were the blessing they didn't know how to keep. And now, your presence haunts them in the best and worst ways. They smile when they remember you, then cry because it's too late to fix it. Even now, they wonder if you still think of them. But deep down, they know you've begun a new journey, one without their chaos. And that's what hurts most. They are trapped in a loop, replaying the moment they let you go, and every second since. While you build your future, they're stuck in the past, begging time to reverse. But time doesn't bargain. Type Amen to get blessing 1440. Your light now reaches places their shadow can't follow. You are walking into rooms with confidence, and your spirit is untouchable. No more shrinking, no more waiting. You no longer need closure. You no longer search for why. Because the truth is clear, you were always more than enough, and they were never ready for someone like you. They fumbled a masterpiece. And now they're surrounded by sketches, trying to recreate what they once held in their arms. But it's gone, your chapter in their story has closed. Archangel Michael says, they will remember you for the rest of their life. But the version of you they knew is now gone. You are renewed, protected, chosen. Type Amen to get blessing 1555. Every step you take forward is a reminder to them that healing is real. Every success, every smile, every ounce of peace you radiate cuts through their pride. You were their mirror, their muse, and now you're their memory. You loved them deeply, with grace they didn't earn. And now, they'll spend the rest of their life wondering what could have been, had they just loved you the same. But regret is now their only language. Even the people around them notice, they're not the same. Because your absence created a void that nothing fills. They wear a mask, but behind it, they are breaking. Your energy still visits them. In dreams. In moments of stillness. You were a part of their soul, and they will carry that scar for the rest of time. Type Amen to get blessing 1627. They thought forgetting you was a task, they didn't know it was an impossibility. You were their greatest teacher. You taught them love, loss, and consequence. Now, they try to speak your name without trembling. They fail. They try to move forward without your memory, impossible. You were too real to forget. Too powerful to replace. Too divine to repeat. Archangel Michael says, your heart is now guarded by light. No darkness from the past can reach it again. You are entering a season where only those who truly value you will be allowed near. Type Amen to get blessing 1717. They underestimated your ability to rise. They thought you'd chase. But you turned your back on the storm, and walked straight into your peace. And now they watch, eyes filled with what-ifs and should-haves, while you live the life they could have had by your side. That's the true pain they carry, not just losing you, but watching you become the person they were too blind to honor. You were never the one who lost. You were the blessing. You were the answered prayer they mishandled. And now, heaven is making sure you receive better. They hear your name and fall silent. Because nothing hurts more than knowing someone else gets to experience the version of you they never appreciated. Type Amen to get blessing 1888. So let them miss you. Let them feel the weight of what they threw away. Because you are no longer theirs to reach. You are light. You are fire. You are chosen. And no mistake they made can undo the divine plan that now surrounds you. Archangel Michael says, keep moving forward. You're about to receive love so deep, it will make you forget every tear you cried over those who didn't know how to love you. Divine restoration is here. Your healing will be their lesson. Your peace will be their pain. Your joy will be the evidence that you were always the one.